Unfortunately for myself and everyone who comes across this video, I am running out of my vintage white burlap blanket yarn. This means I'm about to play another game of yarn chicken and probably lose because I'm notorious for that. This is really stressful because I want to release my snorlax pattern tomorrow. It's actually pretty late at night, so all the yarn stores are closed near me. I've officially run out of yarn. I did have these really long leftover yarn strands. I decided to cut them off and use those. So I am attaching them. I'm literally so desperate. Look at this small little piece I'm using. I'm working on adding photos to my pattern, so I really need to finish these. My yarn scraps didn't last me very long. I had this tiny ball of vintage white burlap blanket yarn in my yarn stash. The shade is a tiny bit off, and the texture is so different. I'm pretty desperate at this point. I hated working with this little bit of yarn because it was so coarse. If you're a burlap blanket user, you probably know what I'm talking about because burlap blanket has changed their yarn so much this past year. That yarn still didn't last me. I had 2 rounds left. Desperate times call for desperate measures. The long yarn tail on my other foot to sew, but you know what? I'm just gonna cut it off and sew it on with a different color. This allowed me to finish both of my feet. This wasn't ideal, but it got the job done.